What's going on, guys? Mr. Golden Sports, and today I'm giving you my entire offensive scheme, everything that I run, all of my audibles, how I set it up, just everything, how I run my day-to-day offensive, just everything, how I run my offense completely. I'm going to show you everything that I do, how I do it, why I do it, when I do it. And I'm not going to do it against the computer like other people like to do. I'm going to do it in a game. I'm going to go ahead and do an unranked match so you can see it in live action against somebody. You're not going to go ahead and see me do it against the computer. You're going to see it against a live opponent, because that's how I do, that's how I roll. And a lot of you guys ask me questions, how do I put receivers as the running back, or how do I do this? How do I do that? And I did one earlier. So this right here is the updated version of how I run my every down, my every play. Everything that I run on every single game that you watch is in this video. So go ahead and like it if you appreciate this, because as you can see, this is a very long video. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it with the Chargers, because they have really good receivers. I'm going to go ahead and show you that. The quarterback stays the same. The running back you don't touch unless you have a preference and you want a speed back, but unfortunately they don't have nobody fast. So if you want a receiver to be in your backfield as the running back, you want to put him in position number 4. In this case, the Chargers have nobody fast, so I'm not even worried about that. But ordinarily, you want to put your fastest receiver in slot number 4. In this case, the Chargers don't have that, so I'm going to go ahead and put Vincent Jackson as my number 4 receiver, and also I'm going to put Floyd as my number 3. So you always want to have your best receivers at 3 and 4. It really helps if you have a really good fast receiver such as Mike Wallace or Des Bryant, or those really tall fast receivers, or not really fast, but or Deshaun Jackson or things like that. But if you go ahead and play with like the Texans, you don't really want to be running the ball with Andre Johnson, because you don't want him to get hurt. So you go ahead and put a Holiday in there, or with the Falcons, Julio Jones and things like that. So again, the number 4 receiver is going to be your fastest receiver, and the number 3 receiver should be your number 1 receiver. But in this case, the Chargers don't have that, so I'll go ahead and put Vincent Jackson, and I went ahead and put Malcolm Floyd at number 3. The tight end you're going to go ahead and leave alone. They have a beast tight end. I'm also going to go ahead and show you how I do this depth chart with just another team. I went ahead and did the same thing with the Seahawks, and I'm going to give you a look on how that is. So again, Vincent Jackson, if you have 2 dominant receivers, put them in a 3 and 4 slot. Or if you have 2 dominant receivers and a speed receiver with a slow running back, you put your dominant receivers at 2 and 3 and put your very fast receiver at number 4. That way, whenever you audible, that 4th receiver will become your running back if you want a receiver in your backfield. So I'm going to go ahead and explain all of that later. I want to show you my audibles and show you how I break it down when I do the end game. So right there was with the Seahawks. I just basically show you the same thing. I have Mike Williams and Sidney Rice at 3 and 4. And one last time, here's the look. You want to put your fastest receiver. Unfortunately, I show you I'm looking for speed. There's nobody there. So I'm going to go ahead and use Floyd and Vincent Jackson at 3 and 4. Again, if you had like Devin Hester with the Bears, he'll be your number 4 receiver. Or if you had the Eagles, Deshaun Jackson will be your number 4. Things like that. So hopefully you guys get the idea. Even though I'm not actually doing it, I do show you some examples how to put Vincent Jackson in the backfield. So right here, I just went ahead and started an exhibition game so I can show you how I set up my audibles. Now, these are the same audibles that I use every single day, every game. Your number 1 audible is going to be the Y button whenever you do decide to audible. And you want to pick your audible. You want to select by formation. You want to head over to the I formation, and then the formation from that formation is going to be, once we just go ahead and select that, twin TE. So again, guys, I form twin TE is the formation of your very first audible. Now, you don't have to go ahead and do this. I'm just showing you how I do it. If you guys want to go ahead and try it, feel free. But this is how I run my offense. And the very first audible is going to be HB Power O. It's a very good run to the outside. It's solid blocking. Just a very good running play to the outside. So that will be your number 1 audible. And when you are audibling, that is going to be the Y button. The next audible is going to be the same formation. I form 20E. Again, I form 20E. And the next one, which will be your A button, is going to be the toss to the right. Or there's going to be the HB sweep. Now again, first audible is the HB Power O. Second audible is HB sweep. Now our third audible is going to be, I recently changed this from my last scheme, is going to be the run play to the left, which is going to be HB lead dive. Now this is important because whenever I was at the line of scrimmage, I would have the power O, and if they started stacking on the right, I would audible to the left, I would playmaker, but then they would notice that. So I went ahead and selected a run to the left. That way, whenever I'm in my hurry up, I can just select that play and I don't have to show that I'm switching. I've already audibled straight to a run to the left. Okay, the next audible is going to be a passing play out of the gun formation, and you're going to go ahead and pick Snugs Flip. Now, this is the best way to tell whether they're man or zone, so that's why I go ahead and use this formation. You can immediately know whether they're in man or zone, and then you can go ahead and choose which you either do, whether you're looking to pass or run the ball. So again, you go to the gun, you look for, it's going to be the last play, Snugs Flip, and you're looking for mesh. You could really just choose any play, but I like this play because A and LB are already on drag routes, and that's good for me during a no huddle. Because if I need very short yardage, 3 to 4 yards, I just leave those drag routes alone, and that's pretty much money, whether it's man or zone, to get you a couple of yards. The next audible, the last one, is going to be out of the same formation, gun, Snugs Flip, HB draw. Now again, this is important because I used to have QB sneak whenever I did a no huddle, and for those really short, 30 inches, 31, things like that. But then I changed to HB draw because whenever I was in the mesh and I wanted to switch to a run play, I would have to audible, and then the receivers kind of do like a little jump, and they let you know that you're changing the play. So I went ahead and selected a run play to have in my audible package. That way, as soon as I switch to it, you keep the opponent off guard. They have no idea what's going on, and this is very deadly if you go ahead and just start doing this, fast pace and keep them off guard. So again, I'm gonna show you how this works with the live opponent. I know a lot of people do it against the computer, but I mean, why? I'm gonna show you how it works against the live opponent. And he goes ahead and selects the Cowboys. I go ahead and select the Chargers to show you how it is that this works. So remember that this is in the St. Louis playbook. So I'm gonna go ahead, select my playbook, which is the St. Louis Rams playbooks. Defense doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not like I'm good anyway, so just go ahead and select any defensive playbook you want. I know a lot of people ask me for help on defense. You're asking the wrong guy. Do not come to me for defensive tips because I cannot help you. Offensively, hopefully this can give you guys who are struggling just something, a real basic scheme to go ahead and work with. I've won many games with this, and as you guys noticed when I did my road to the top 1,000, when I did choose dominant teams, I was pretty much unstoppable. I chose the Packers, the Giants, the 49ers, and I went on a mean streak to go ahead and enter the top 1,000. And a lot of my losses came from trying to do YouTube videos and play with the Browns and Bills and those bad teams. Right here I'm going to show you that I'm doing my audible package, and once you get used to it, you do it pretty quick. I can do this in under 30 seconds usually. If somebody goes ahead and selects their to resume game immediately, I usually just sneak in the last one. So I can do this within 30 seconds. I go ahead and select all of my audibles, which is the ones I broke down to you, the same ones that I've showed you. And I even end up getting the ball first, which is good. So as soon as I end up getting tackled, I call a timeout to give me 60 seconds. So I go ahead, and this is how I break down how to do your subs and your package. So you can go to the gun formation and go to your Snugs Flip, and this right here is the formation where you will base most of your offense out of. Even I come out of this play even if I'm running. If you have a really dominant tight end such as I have here, Gates, I want him on the field, so I go ahead and I sub Floyd for Gates just because Gates is a monster and I gotta have him on the field. I'm having him on the inside. Notice Vincent Jackson is on the inside already, and as soon as I call the play, I'm audible immediately into a run play. So this is confusing because on his screen he's going to see 4 receivers and 1 running back. As you can see, I immediately audible straight into a pitch play, giving him no time to react, pretty much catch him off guard in the very first play of the game. What happens? I end up taking it to the house just on pure surprise. He wasn't expecting it. He's seen 4 receivers, 1 running back, and I immediately switch into that running play, and it's very good because if you catch him off guard, you can do a lot of dominant things. Here again, another play. What we do is we go to the empty tray formation, and this is how you put a receiver as your backfield. The 4th receiver, which is the inside receiver, whoever you sub there will become your running back when you audible. In this case, I don't have nobody fast, so I go ahead and I select Ryan Matthews, and then you always want a tight end on the inside left, because that once you audible is going to become your fullback. So even if you have a bad tight end, doesn't matter, just switch to a tight end, because they're blocking, unless you have like Hines Ward and use the Steelers, is always going to be better than a receiver. So I go ahead immediately switch into a run play to the left, and he remembers last time, so he goes ahead and he just crashes to the right, and again we catch him off guard with a nice run to the left. And if you're able to just constantly do this with a no huddle, you can pretty much just be unstoppable, catching him off guard, giving your opponent no time to set up. Another reason why I love having your fourth receiver as your best receiver, if you have a speedy dominant receiver, they have a audible package. Notice how it says package 4 receivers. Now Gates is out, and Vincent Jackson is now in that tight end spot without no audibling, without none of that. They have a 4 receiver package where the tight end now becomes your wide receiver. And I do this a lot out of this formation. I call the screenplay, and I'm looking for Jackson on the face throw. I really don't care about the screen. I'm looking to suck him in with the screenplay. I back up and notice his user. What does he do? Of course, he bites for the screenplay, leaving Jackson one-on-one wide open. So I go ahead and I take advantage of him leaving that middle wide open, and I catch Vincent Jackson huge on that face throw. I love that formation, because most of the time people who love to use the defense always likes to watch the middle, and 9 times out of 10 they're always going to bite for the screenplay, and that's a very good play right here. Right here, when I'm coming out of the snugs, just my basic passing formation. I have the outs on slants, my ends on streaks, and when I go ahead and hike it, I back up. And who do I find? Of course, I find Floyd wide open for the face throw. And if you guys are looking for a face throw tutorial, go ahead and let me know. I could definitely bring that to you guys. Just go ahead and request it. Again, right here, I'm going to put Vincent Jackson in my backfield. That way, when I audible, he's in my backfield. And I'm not doing it to run with him. I'm doing it so I have another dominant receiver on the field. But he's going to get matched up with a linebacker. He can't get pressed. He's coming off the line freely, and I'm going to put him on a post. And this is good even if you have, Mike Wallace or something like that. It's very good to have a receiver in your backfield, because you can pass to him. He's never going to drop the ball, because they have great, catching traffic and things like that. So again, that's how you do it if you want to run with the receiver, which I could run with him, but he's too slow. Again, you select our play. We audible immediately into a toss. I notice he's crashing to the side I want to run to, so we go ahead and we switch the play and we run. But unfortunately, they stopped that. So what do? We immediately call a no huddle, and the defense is so off guard. I end up even catching him just offsides. He couldn't even get to the line quick enough, and he definitely doesn't have any time to set anything up. He doesn't know if I'm tossing, if I'm running to the left, or he has no idea what I'm doing at this point. So that's why it's very good to catch them off guard. Right there, I end up doing a toss that pretty much goes for nothing. So immediately audible into the snugs, back up, and of course I'm looking for the face throws and end up catching Jackson wide open on that streak. That is why this can become very deadly, because if you're doing it quickly, you're catching them off guard, and it's very hard to keep up with. And again, I back up and I find Vincent Jackson again, and this offense, it can just be very deadly, especially with the faster offense that you have. The faster the team, the better you're able to work with, because I can switch my running backs, my receivers, go ahead and face throw, and just do a lot of dominant things. So this is what I pretty much do on a down-to-down basis. Everything you see here is everything I do every single game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys see my audibles. This is just basically everything that I do on offense. Every single game that I play, this is what I'm running. And hopefully this can help out somebody out there. If you guys are, having trouble, or if you guys use the St. Louis playbook, maybe you guys can use this. Or if you guys want to add something to your playbook, maybe you guys can go ahead and, check this stuff out. Anyways, thank you for your time, guys. Mr. Golden Sport.